Hey guys, so if you're tuning in to the replay, I'm just trying to figure this out for a second because we're doing. Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get Dr. Sean on here. Hi guys. Here we go, bringing Dr. Sean on camera. And we are going to start in just 1 second. Sean, let me know if I'm doing this right. So guys, I am talking, say hi to Albert. I am talking, this is gonna be an interview of.
Hi.
Hi.
Let me see if I can rotate
Sean.
my phone. Am I okay? Like this?
Yeah, no, my phone's not letting me do horizontal. So, hey Rochelle.
Okay.
So Dr. Sean is the lady up in this corner right here. She is a good friend of mine, and she's going to be interviewing me on a little bit of my health history, but also on something that I stumbled upon recently. Recently, like 4 months ago, that has drastically changed my health and my life. So let's get started.
Yay. Well, thank you for having me on your wall, Heidi.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure
thank you.
being here. And I've been following you and your journey for a while, and I would love for you to just kind of tell everybody a little bit about your story. You have such a very interesting history. I know you've been struggling with a lot of, health challenges over the last several months, maybe even years. And if you could just tell us your story in a couple of minutes, that would be awesome.
Okay, so I want to keep this live not too long. So I'm just going to give a brief overview, as brief as I can, of the last 15 years. So I think I got Lyme disease when I was 15 years old, just turned 30 in January. So not sure how I got it, and I'm not even sure that's when I got it, but I went to Europe with my dad, came back, and I was never the same. And I've just been slowly getting worse over those years. It's really manifested a lot cognitively, brain fog. Like I would get anxiety attacks taking tests in school because I just could not, my brain couldn't function. I barely graduated high school. I had to have a tutor help me finish. I've been to 4 different schools over the last decade. Went to one in Colorado, one in Chicago, one here in Oregon, and Portland Community College. And I had to drop out of all of them because of my health. Because of my brain fog, because of my mental health issues that I think are totally stemmed from that, and also for like physical issues that started to come up too, like extreme fatigue. I have seen so many doctors over the years. I've seen neurologists. I've had 4 sleep studies. If you've ever done a sleep study, you know how difficult they can be, and I've done 4 of them. So I've seen 4 different sleep therapists. I've done hypnotherapy. I have seen, primary care physicians. I've seen a lot of people, and acupuncturists, massage therapists. I mean, the list goes on. I got diagnosed with Lyme disease only 2 years ago. And I was super excited with that diagnosis because in the last 3-4 years, my health has been drastically declining. And the last couple of years have been really scary. I'm not going to go too much in right now on the details of that. I'll do probably another video on that at some point because I want to talk more about the recent changes. But my body just completely started to break down. The last couple years, my family has been supporting me in every way. I mean, financially, food, coming over to my house to help clean and do dishes because I couldn't do anything. My mom takes care of all my insurance and all that kind of stuff. So just to give you a background on what my life has been like the past 15 years, it's been rough.
Yeah, because if you don't have your health, what good is anything else? I mean, you can't do anything if you don't have your health. And so, were all the things that you tried before, were any of the therapies, modalities, breakthroughs for you, or has it just been kind of the same despite everything? Wow.
Yeah, and that's why I'm here doing this interview and talking about what we're going to be talking about, because with everything that I have tried the past decade, none of it has given me any sort of shift. And I tried things multiple times. I really believed in them. I tried to find like, am I feeling anything? Like I tried to find changes and they just weren't there. And I tried a
Right.
lot of things that help a lot of people. My body just
You were
doesn't.
trying to have a placebo effect and you couldn't even
Right.
reach that.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Well, I mean, you know, what I know what you're doing now is not meant to treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose or delay any disease. It's just an herbal supplement that just happens to have a lot of studies. But what made you try this after trying everything else, and what are you doing differently exactly, and what are you noticing?
So
That's three questions.
this is this little guy here that we're talking about. Back in November, I don't even remember how I met you. I think we were in a Facebook group together, maybe a Lyme Facebook group or something. And I found the educational group that Dr. Sean runs and a bunch of other doctors run. It's called # the little yellow pill. It's something I can add anybody to if you're interested after we talk about this interview. But I talked to you back in November, I think, or October, something like that. And I have tried so many supplements, you guys. I have tried really high quality supplements from really professional, top-notch doctors. And I've been in treatment, that's something I forgot to mention. I've been in treatment for Lyme disease for a year and a half with an amazing homeopathic naturopath up in Kirkland, Washington. I go see her, I drive up there with my mom every 2 to 3 months. And while I've definitely been getting better seeing her, it's been such a slow, gradual shift, and it's been a lot like this. So it's really hard to determine, like, am I getting better or not? Because Lyme disease is really difficult to treat. And so in November, I met Dr. Sean. We started talking a little bit. I was interested in this product that, I mean, I was looking at the testimonials in the group, especially for Lyme disease, and I was like, what is this? This looks amazing. So at that time, my brain fog was so bad, I really couldn't handle a whole lot of information. So she was trying to send me all these scientific articles because there's a lot of science behind this, but I couldn't retain it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay in the group and I'll check and I'll browse, but I can't handle information right now. And I can't handle any more like new products that people are trying to get me to try. But I stayed in the group, checked out the testimonials that came on my news feed, and I was so blown away that I was like, okay, I'll try it for $40 a month. Okay, I'll try it. And I didn't have a huge high expectation from it, honestly. But I don't know. Do you want me to keep going, or I don't know if you have more
I
questions?
love that. I love that you didn't have an expectation, because, you know, that was my thing when my doctor told me about it, and she told me, you know, lowers oxidative stress, and I, as a physician, I know that's kind of internal rusting. It's why things start to go wrong after age 20, or if you have a chronic illness, why you have, you know, things that kind of multiply and pile on and just kind of cascade into this awful, you know, awful health condition. And we don't want to die, you know, we're not going to say it treats anything, but other than oxidative stress. And when my doctor told me it lowered oxidative stress, I was like, I'm taking that for the rest of my life. And I didn't expect to feel anything, just like you didn't. But it's funny how when you remove that underlying upstream kind of cohesive unifying factor from the equation, your body just can start to come out from under the stress, and the things that have been malfunctioning and going wrong start to get better. So talk to me about what things did you notice first when you started lowering your oxidative stress?
So within 2 days, I think like a few days after taking it, I started slow. Because with Lyme, you can have something called a Herx reaction if you kill too quickly. And so anyways, I started slow. But even within a few days, I have really, really bad neck, shoulder issues and pain. It's been like that for years, and it's only gotten worse. And I frequently throw my neck out, and I had this huge knot on this left side that usually stays around for weeks. And within a few days of taking this, the knot just like went away. And I didn't even really attribute it to the supplement, because I was like, I've only been taking it a few days, you know what? And so after a few weeks though, once 30 days hit, I felt a shift that I haven't felt in years, you guys. And just to refer back to my story, my body doesn't respond to things. And I can't express that enough. Like when I have tried something that a doctor is like, this works amazing, it's amazing treatment, I would do it and I would have no response. And so when I started to have a shift, when the only real thing I had added was the supplement, I was pretty impressed and blown away. And since then, I've been writing down a few of the changes because it's really difficult when you have a chronic illness. You can't really tell how you feel because you're so used to living in pain and in with all your symptoms for so long, especially when it's so gradual of a shift. But I've noticed that my pain, so I've been taking it at this point in time, a little over 2 months. It reduces oxidative stress 40% within 30 days. And is it 70% over 90 days, Dr. Sean?
That's right.
Okay.
One study.
So my experience has kind of been following that in a weird way. At 30 days, I felt a huge shift. It's hard to explain because I don't even remember what energy feels like or joy, and that's kind of depressing, but like I've had, I've been living in such a gray fog for so long. I don't really remember what feeling vitality feels like. And I felt a part of myself that I have not felt in years. And it was really exciting for me. So some of the ways, the tangible ways in which and sorry about the shifting, I didn't mount my phone, I'm just holding it. Some of the tangible ways that I have seen changes are my physical pain has been reduced by 25%. It's really hard to quantify, but that's the best way that I can do that or express that. My joint pain has reduced. I noticed I'm able to actually stretch. Like I haven't even been able to do yoga for a couple years now because my body has been in such pain. Even stretching was so painful. And I can actually stretch fully again. And I'm a dancer. I haven't danced in 8 years, but like I'm a dancer at heart. And so that's exciting for me. Again, that fog has lifted. I feel an actual desire to do things. And again, that's hard to describe in a short little video, but I have been living like a zombie for a long time. And a lot of you guys don't know that because I don't really share about it a lot on Facebook. But that's been a really amazing shift for me too. My activity level, I've been able to do more. That's been super exciting. So my sister came over to help with something and I was moving around telling her, oh my God, this new product I'm taking, I'm feeling better. And I was taking out my own garbage and my own recycling. Like this may not seem like a big deal to you guys, but that's a huge deal to me. I could physically go up and down my stairs with a huge thing that I'm carrying and not feel like my body's falling apart. What else? So after the second month hit, which was just like a week or so ago, week and a half ago, I've been trying to challenge myself a bit and I'm doing my dishes more. Like you guys, I'm just going to get frank with you. I have had a cook for me for the past year and a half because I have not been able to feed myself. Okay. That is the level at which I've been at. And so I've been trying to challenge myself more to do my own grocery shopping and do my own dishes instead of my cook doing them or my parents doing them because I wanted to see where I was at. And so around 2 months, I was doing my dishes and I didn't stop. Usually I hit a wall and my body hurts and I'm tired and I have to, stop whatever I'm doing, but I kept going. I deep cleaned my entire kitchen. You guys, I went in the nooks and crannies. I swept the floor, like deep cleaned, and I was floored. I haven't done that in years.
No pun intended, you were floored.
I was floored. I'm just going to mention a couple more changes and then I'll give it back to you. So I've been researching these products a lot because I've been so, ecstatic about how I've been feeling. And the fact that I've even been able to research, remember, I've dropped out of school 4 times. My brain does not research. Like I have tried to do that in the past and my brain just wouldn't do it. And so I've been able to research, take notes, and then talk about the stuff that I've written down to people, which is something I haven't been able to do beforehand. What else? I can walk up my stairs without feeling like I'm going to faint. Yeah, so those are the main ones that I've noticed.
I love it because, you say when you're describing, how your mom has had to do your chores for you at your house for a couple of years and, grocery shopping and all that. I mean, listening to you now, you sound like the Energizer Bunny. I mean, you sound, you're energetic. You're, like you said, you didn't feel joy. You look very joyful. You sound very joyful. You're energetic, you're focused, you're articulate. And so you're saying kind of this, I don't know, I didn't really know you personally just through Facebook and in the groups before, but would your friends attest that this is a change, a shift for you?
Yeah.
In terms of,
so
wow.
I've been getting multiple feedback from people saying your coloring is just so much better. You look so good. And these are days, like this just happened yesterday. Like I won't shower for like 4 days and someone will give me this compliment and I'm like, what? I don't feel good, you know? And I do want to make a disclaimer. I am not fully better and fully cured and fully feeling amazing. I am feeling more so than I have in years, but it's a process and it's not linear. And you know, there are still days, obviously, that I'm really tired and can't do things. Like my apartment is a mess right now and I haven't been able to clean it up. Like that still happens. So I don't want to make it seem like it was this magical change that just has continued to increase. A lot of people's experiences on this product does follow that, but yeah, I just wanted to make that disclaimer. Like I still deal with a lot of brain fog, but the changes I've been seeing are just amazing enough that I'll take it.
And one simple little blend of 5 herbs, it's 1 pill a day, and that's pretty much all you've changed, and you
Right.
kind of getting your life back.
So I'm going to just briefly read. So when I go to see my doctor, she's amazing, and she has an assistant that types out an overview every time I go see her. And I brought it out because the difference between my appointment in November when I saw her and my appointments in February that I saw last month was drastic. And there were a few supplements that I did add, some gut supplements, something to help brain support and downgrade some toxic load. But that's kind of the kind of stuff I've been taking for 1.5 years. And while it's helping, I haven't felt that shift on a symptomatic level and a tangible level. And that's the one that that's what I care about, because I want to feel better. I don't just want to theoretically be better inside. And so anyway, I'm just going to read off the differences between the November appointment and the February appointment. So in the November appointment, these are the things that showed up in the testing. So my doctor does muscle testing. She has been healing people from cancer and Lyme and so many other things with this for decades, and she's really good at it. So the things that she does this every appointment, and the things that showed up were like she does stress points. So sinuses, gallbladder, small intestine, large intestine, kidneys, and adrenals. Those were all stress points, meaning they were under a lot of stress. The toxic exposure were heavy metals and a chemical toxic overload. And it says +3, which means it was, significant. Infectious load was I had a viral, bacterial, and parasitic overload. I had Babesia, Bartonella, Borrelia, those are all Lyme co-infections, Mycoplasma pneumoniae, Ehrlichia, Rickettsia, and Toxoplasma. Those were all of the infections that I was dealing with back in November. And that was over 1 year of even treating. There were a couple things that we did shift after that appointment. But I want to read the one from February. And after I started taking this product in the beginning of January, that's honestly when I felt the biggest shift. And when I went to my appointment in February, it was just like a confirmation. Now, like Dr. Sean said, this is not meant to treat, cure, mitigate any type of illness, but it's really fascinating how when you reduce oxidative stress and decrease that inflammation, and mitochondrial support, which is one of the sibling products that I'm also taking, I mean, your body can heal so much better. And so in February, let me grab that one real fast. The February appointment showed up. Remember, all that stuff I just told you. The only things that showed up in February were sinuses and small intestine. Oh, and Ehrlichia. That's it.
Wow.
No heavy metal, no chemical toxic, no fungal, viral, bacterial. Lyme didn't even show up. Now, Lyme likes to hide, so I'm not saying I'm in remission or cured, but it's pretty fascinating. So.
Right. I love that. Have you ever had your live blood analysis done?
Oh,
Live
I
blood
have
analysis.
actually, and I will get the information from my doctor because we actually did that in February, and she found my blood looked great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really neat because I had it done. I went to the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine conference, and they took my blood, and they're like, "Wow, your immune system is rocking." It's like, they were amazed. It's really cool how your body, it knows how to heal itself. It's just assaulted in today's environment with, you know, free radicals from the foods that we eat and the air that we breathe naturally, and then you superimpose that on the chemicals and the cleaners in your houses and office buildings that you visit, the diesel fumes and jet fumes, and environmental things that are out in the air, just radiation from EMF from your phones, your microwaves, all these things, computers. We are assaulted, and our body just, it's designed to respond, but once it gets overwhelmed, the bad guys start to win. And all this little yellow pill is doing is turning on your own body's ability to fight back, kind of back to the level it did when you were younger, when you didn't have to deal with all this, these bummer of a situation,
Right.
right? It can do it. So I love that your body is now fighting back the way it did when you were younger and didn't have these challenges. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy for your
Thank you.
healing journey. I really am.
I'm excited, and I want to talk more about the product later on too, because the science behind it is amazing, and I've been doing a lot of research. Can we just talk a little bit about what it's doing? Because you might be able to talk about it better than me, just like a condensed version.
Basically, all we've had in our arsenal, for the we'll go back 100 years, everything we ate and drank was organic and pesticide free and herbicide free and fungicide free and non-GMO, right? And now it's a real challenge to get those types of quality ingredients in our bodies. So number one, we're dealing with a more toxic environment in the foods that we're putting in our body. But as we became more of a packaged food kind of society, we started supplementing with antioxidants and vitamins, and we're not getting enough minerals in the soil that our food's grown in. So we take minerals to supplement, and that's really been the only way we could fight back. But even the best antioxidants, even if they have a 1000 ORAC value, which is the oxygen radical absorptive capacity, you want a high ORAC value. Well, each one of those it neutralizes one free radical, one and one, and then you pee it out, basically one and done, and your body, you pee out the excess vitamins. That's why if you take a high dose vitamin supplement, your urine is bright orange. Well, your own antioxidant enzymes that your body made in abundance when you're young, they actually neutralize 1 million free radicals per second after second, and it's a catalyst. It's an enzyme. It's not used up, and so it's just that they're doing its job, quelling the fire. It's like this building is on fire, and direct antioxidants are like the fire truck coming up outside with a hose and spraying each room down, a little bit at a time, or throwing bottles of water on the hot spots in the house. Whereas your own antioxidant enzymes that this little yellow pill upregulates are like having the sprinkler system on in every room of the house. It, just puts the fire out before it gets started. So that's the difference. It's monumentally shifting in terms of the technology, and it's vastly superior because it's your God-given system, and all it's doing is turning it back on. And you mentioned mitochondrial support. There are many pathways that are kind of master regulators of our body's systems to heal and repair. The one pathway really regulates cellular stress. The other pathway regulates this mitochondrial biogenesis. And if your cells, have a lot of oxidative stress, guess where the fire is burning? It's burning at the factory. The engine that makes the fire is actually the closest to the fire, and those are the mitochondria, and they get the most damage from this oxidative stress. Damage to the mitochondria means they're not making as much energy, and they're making more exhaust. So it's this vicious cycle of less and less cellular energy and more cellular stress, and that's no good, no bueno. It's just you start going downhill. So this other pathway is the pathway that upregulates mitochondrial biogenesis. So you have more mitochondria that are functioning better, producing cleaner energy. You have less oxidative stress. Then there's the other pathway, the gut. We all know the gut is the center of health, and your gut, most of your immune system is in your gut. So a healthy gut means you have, your body is actually making neurotransmitters, you're making glutathione, antioxidant enzymes, that these little microbes that make up a 4-pound, they call it a 4-pound, an additional organ. Your microbiome is almost like another organ in your body. It's your 99% microbial DNA. You have 100 times more bacterial, fungal, and viral DNA in our bodies than we do human DNA. So it's vitally important that you have the good bacteria in your gut that are doing the things that are going to help your body and assist and support your body. And then the other thing is most of our population does not get enough omega-3s in their diet. We eat a diet high in omega-6 from saturated vegetable oils, processed foods, grain-fed meats, and farm-raised fish and all that. And if you don't balance those highly inflammatory omega-6s out with enough omega-3s that are protected from oxidation, your cellular communication is going to go haywire. Your brain's not going to function, and your eyes are going to be affected and everything. So I think you're taking the core four. Right?
Yeah.
The four
so
pillars.
That is what I take every day. It has the Nerve 1, the Nerve 2, the Omega, and the round ones there are the probiotics in their amazing BioTract encapsulation, which means it's protected all the way down into the gut. The stomach acid won't mess with it,
right?
Which is important.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter what's on the bottle. I know I've taken probiotics for about, 10 years, and I was every month I would get a different one that had more. I started out taking one with like 60 billion colony forming units, and then there's one with 85 billion colony forming units. Oh, here's one with 100 billion colony forming units, and then I would get one with 135 billion. But it turns out it doesn't matter how many are in the bottle. It doesn't matter if the bottle's freeze dried or refrigerated, or if it's liquid, or if it's powder, or if it's capsule. If it's not alive when it hits your stomach, and which it won't be if it's exposed to the air, because these are delicate microbes, so the oxidation of the air kills them. But even if it makes it past the air, once it hits the stomach acid, 94 to 96%, so an average of 95% of those microbes are killed in the stomach acid. So what you're taking is only 6 billion colony forming units. Sounds like, oh my goodness, that's not going to do anything. But actually 60 to 70% of those make it to the distal colon, and they're time release. So the ones that are better suited to your small intestine are released first. The ones that are better, established for the lower intestine are released last. And it also has an immune supporting beta-glucan. It's a prebiotic, and has been proven in multiple peer-reviewed studies to decrease the incidence, severity, and duration of colds and flu. So it's an awesome 1, 2, 3, 4 for cellular health and vitality. And obviously it's working. You seem like you've got amazing vitality and focus.
I've already noticed a difference with the probiotic in just my bowel movements every day. Yep. And so if you have gut health issues, and remember, I have small intestine issues too. So I'm really interested to see what my doctor says in May, see where I'm at with that after taking a probiotic for a few months as well. And last thing, I kind of want to wrap this up a little bit, just because I don't want this to go on too long for the people watching the replay. But at the beginning of looking into this, I was like, another product, I don't know, how is this different from every other product out there for health, because there's so many, right? And when I started looking at, so in this educational group I'm in, run all by doctors, they have it in their pinned post, videos of overviews and links to the scientific articles on PubMed, third-party peer-reviewed articles that have been done by major institutions, that is publicly available for you to look at. There's 24 of them, or 26?
There's actually 26 total, but 23 are available on PubMed. The others are kind of like from meeting abstracts and things like that.
And then when I was watching some of the other videos, just on YouTube and stuff, and I saw all these top doctors in their fields backing these products, I was like, well, doctors, wouldn't back a product if it was not legit, and they wouldn't do that if it was somehow like not scientifically backed, right? And so I don't know, just the fact that there are so many doctors and nurses and pediatricians and pharmaceutical reps that actually sell it, that made me feel a lot better about it. So
yeah, you know, when my doctor told me about it, she didn't actually sell it. She sold me every other product that I was on. So I would buy. She had pure encapsulations products in her offices, which, you know, are kind of pharmaceutical grade supplements. My doctor, yeah. Oh, my doctor, she's Dr. Boyd in Hattiesburg. And so when she told me about this, I had been taking 28 pills a day from her, mostly these supplements. I was also on thyroid medication and another hormone. But I told her I hated taking that many pills, hated it. I was taking handfuls, 28 a day. And I did not like it. And I told her that. And she said, well, there's one product that's clinically proven to reduce oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days in everyone who takes it. And they have real peer-reviewed research done by major medical schools. And my husband and I both take it. And I'm like, the whole time she's talking, my jaw's on the ground because I know what oxidative stress is. And I knew, okay, right then and there, I'm taking it for the rest of my life. I said, well, I want it. And she says, well, I don't sell it. And I go, why not? I'm buying everything else from you, you know? And she says, well, it's sold through networks, and I don't know how that would work in my office. I'm like, whatever. So somebody else had tried to tell me about it a week or two before, and I was like, I'm already taking 28 pills a day. I don't want to hear it. So I went and I just got the biggest box of it that I could, which meant I was a distributor. But I didn't want to tell anybody about it until I read the studies. And I mean, I knew I was going to take it. What my doctor said to me was good enough to know I was going to give it to everyone I loved and cared about and take it for the rest of my life. But I didn't want to tell non-family members about it until I realized that there is real bona fide research. So I went right to PubMed, looked at that study, saw that the p-value was 0.0001, and a study is proven when the p-value is 0.05, meaning there's a 5% chance that the results are a fluke. Well, there's a 0.0001% chance that it's a fluke in this study, meaning it's proven, and that's why the FDA allows the statement that it reduces oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. That's huge. Nothing else does that. So that's all it took. When I found out about it and I got the big box, which made me a distributor, there were 9 studies on PubMed. The next month, the 10th was published, and then the next month, the 11th, and then the 12th. And then, you know, it's just every few months another study's published, even the National Institute on Aging, which the National Institute of Health pays for. And their whole goal is to find non-invasive, safe, inexpensive ways to extend healthy lifespan in mammals. And they've been looking at products, drugs, interventions, supplements since 1999. And they have found 5 drugs that do extend lifespan, but they all have side effects. They've tested resveratrol, they've tested green tea, turmeric, coconut oil, fish oil. Nothing has been found to extend healthy lifespan that's a supplement other than this. It was published a year and a half ago, and that's available on PubMed too. So I feel very, very, very confident in sharing this with people now because it's getting to the root cause of cellular malfunction, and it helps support the body's structure and function, and who doesn't need that?
Well, and everyone I know is sick on some level. Like every single person has a chronic illness, and 90% of those people that I talk to say their doctor doesn't really know what's wrong. They don't really know how to help them. They're giving them all these not random, I'm sure they're, you know, an education or educated decision to give them these pharmaceuticals, but then they have all these side effects and so once I started feeling differences in myself, I was like, well, I'm going to tell everyone about it that I know. And so, but it's not just for sick people. It's for anyone with a human body.
Right. Sick people have a component of them that's well. And our goal is to expand that wellness portion of a person. Yeah. You know, we're going to support the wellness part of you and make it a bigger part of you. Just enhance your wellness. And you know, who doesn't, like I said, who doesn't need that? It's like Einstein behind you would say, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. I know. I wanted something colorful behind me, so
yeah,
all right, well, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for your time, Sean. And if anyone is interested in hearing more about this, just message me. I'm pretty passionate about it at this point. Message me, let me know if you want me to add you to the educational group run by Dr. Sean and some other doctors. And stay tuned for another video in a week or two. And I'll talk more about, I'll probably go more into depth with my health experience and all the different things that I've tried and give more information about this as well. So
awesome. Well, thanks for being willing to be interviewed. I enjoyed it. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you
Take
too.
Care. Bye.
So Dr. Sean's going to hop off. I just quickly wanted to ask if anyone had any questions just off the top of their heads in the comments. If not, that's fine, but I thought I would just stay on another second just to see if anyone off the top of their head had a question. And these comment things are always weird. Sometimes they're really delayed, so so you know what, I may just hop off. If you have any questions, just private message me or comment on the replay, okay? Bye.
Bye.